Some of these houses, some of these things don't mean anything to me.
I work on myself every day, and I enjoy every moment. Through a feeling of gratitude, I place myself in alignment with all the riches of my life.
Okay, we get the point. Now, there are countless apps I didn't even know existed until last year when the kids, you guys, started sending them to me, and I picked out a couple of ones that were reasonably good. But there's a jillion of them. And some of the guys play this music as a backdrop to them reading their affirmations. So you're barely hearing what they're saying, but you're hearing your own voice with the affirmations. World-class athletes do this all the time. And does music make a difference? Okay, this slide shows there's, I've been calling you snowflakes, but there's 7 snowflakes here. And each snowflake, and everybody knows that every snowflake is different in the world. There's no 2 snowflakes alike. Well, these snowflakes were developed or dropped snow when different kinds of music was being played. Amazing Grace, Heartbreak Hotel, Evil, I guess there's a song called Evil, Imagine by John Lennon, You Disgust Me, I guess that's a song, I never heard of it, and a heavy metal song. And you can see that the more harmonic, blissful music produces better, or more pretty, I should say, aesthetically pretty snowflakes. Okay, and the other ones, ugly snowflakes. So it's been proven in studies that guys then take, let's say, Amazing Grace, and they put that on the first tape, and then they tape over that their affirmations. And it makes a difference. It makes a difference. This is all 21st century shit. I didn't do any of this myself. But the you kids in the last 5-10 years have. And although we have no scientific proof, no scientific measurement, we didn't make a scientific study or anything, but it appears that the guys that go this extra mile, so to speak, have better results. I just read mine at night, my affirmations. And I told you, Sally and I check our affirmations, or not check, evaluate our affirmations vis-a-vis our goals quarterly. Because some of the goals are accomplished right away. You know, we set the goals and between Christmas and New Year's, and by April 1, the end of the first quarter, some of the stuff I've already got accomplished. And so then I change it and add to it. Most of my affirmations, while my kids were growing up, were associated with I feel comfortable my daughter going to such and such a school and attaining whatever degree she wants that makes her happy. And then she got out of school. And then she went, and so those have changed over the years. I enjoy being a grandfather, which I am now, to my lovely granddaughter from my son, Derek, my youngest son. So my goals have changed, but about 2/3 of my goals are associated with my kids and you. I'm excited and thrilled that 75% of all the retards that came through the program and blah, 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 I don't use those words, negative words, I'm doing it for you, I have achieved, a majority of their aspirations, or fulfilled their goals through their aspirations. Goals about Klaus in the years past, goals about Rick Scott in years past, goals about many of those people that are on the Hall of Fame in years past, and then they change because unfortunately we just had a Hall of Famer pass away last year, but he was on my my goal list for many years, and so but the music apparently works, and there's a lot of science, although we have no personal science, reference QLA. So you do what you want to. But the one thing blanketly I can say is the affirmations work. They just do, and it also gives you a jolt, so to speak, if you do them more than twice a day, but I've only done them in the last 15 or plus years. I've only do them once a day, and I do them before I go to sleep. I don't do them in the morning as I used to. When I used to say my goals when I was running around Central Park when I lived in New York, and first thing in the morning. And now, any questions about goals? And Sean?
Not a question, but based on the slide, it looks like you, in your affirmations, you could refer to us as snowflakes.
Yeah, well, I do refer to you as snowflakes, but I mean, there's some ugly snowflakes up there, as you can see. But and a snowflake, you melt under pressure. Snowflakes melt under pressure. They can't, and I can go on and on and on. But mostly snowflakes refers to the lack of experience, naivete. They're not hardened by fire. They're not hardened by adversity, i.e. the bubble wrap life and the things that I've alluded to, which I mean many of you have already admitted to. It's not like you're admitting to some crime. It's just the way you were raised. It's like Bill Gates said, you can't control that you were born into poverty, but you sure as hell can control if you die in poverty, because then that's your fault. And yes.
Should you only focus on like the 10 or 20 biggest affirmations?
Well, I mean, I say this slightly tongue-in-cheek. If you're the first trillionaire on the planet, all the rest falls into place. I mean, believe me. Now, you guys, I told you $10 million cash in the bank after tax will change just about everybody's life in this room, except me. And you don't know what that's like. I do. And I can remember, I told some of you, I remember the first day I made $10,000. I remember the first day I made $30,000 in a day. I remember the first day I made $30,000. I remember the first day I made $1 million. And I remember the first day I made $100 million in one day. I mean, crystal clear, like I brushed my teeth this morning. And I can go back and I can drag those up to my memory muscle. My brain. I get chills talking about it because I remember I got chills when it happened. If you want to see a great picture outside my office, as you turn into my office, just in the wall, before you turn in, there's a picture of me wearing that hat or a hat like it, holding a 10 million pound check. 10 million pounds, which is about 20 million bucks at the time. The first 10 million I ripped out of the belly of the financial district in London. And I got a smile that's this wide. I mean, it looked wider than my face, And I can remember that. I remember it like it was this morning. And that's what you you fall back on. And that's when athletes that have won a Super Bowl or a World Cup, in the last 2 minutes, and they bring that memory back. But you got to get the first memory. That's the challenge, to get the first memory. It's like the first archery contest that you ever won, etc. I mean, you got to bring that memory back, but you got to get one first. And then once you get them, I mean, I'm not saying they're easy to replicate, because they're not. But I mean, it is easier because you did it once. There's no reason why you can't do it twice, 3, 5, 50 times. And I've had just, I won't say countless successes. I'm sure if I sat down with a whiteboard, I can probably list every major financial high I've ever had in my almost 50-year career. I'd have to, think a little bit, but the top 10 or 20 I can just rattle off. And although I don't use that to stimulate myself anymore like I did years ago, but years ago, I used to bring up this or that, or the various things that I was able to accomplish as a much younger man. And now the guy, the $181 million deal, solar deal in Asia. I mean, and him getting his first $31 million check. I'm bringing those up. And of course, I'm telling you, I'm not making it up. It's the truth. Just as when you're listening to the kids on the webinar, you can see the happiness in their face. I mean, some of the pundits on YouTube accuse me that these aren't real. These I'm paying these guys and all kind of shit. That the seminar is really not a seminar. You were all paid actors. I've heard it all. Well, I could get better fucking actors than these bums, believe me. If I'm paying these guys, I could get a higher class of actor. I could get some Shakespearean actors. Yeah, but you're here. I didn't. You came back on your own. I didn't drag you back. But because they're, much of the population, because they're jealous that you're here, you're far and away ahead of the YouTube people. And I realize a lot of the YouTube people would rather be here, but they can't afford it. But I mean, many of you struggle to put the money together to get here. So it's no different, but you figured out a way. Okay. Pardon? Oh, close the deal. Okay. Moneybags over here. He's just, this is chump change for him, He's when he walks, you can hear the diamonds and shit rattle in his jacket, Yeah. The shit works. And I get excited just talking about it because I know the shit works. And the seminar has morphed. The seminar is different from when you were here. And he was here in October, right? Okay. The seminar is different because we keep on adding best of best practices. And I don't have a board to approve it. One of you came up with a better idea, so I plug it in the seminar. It's that simple. I don't have to go ask permission from anybody. And so what you're getting and all the slides you're going to get and the gigs, 8 gigs, are the best of best practices. And somebody in this room will come up with a twist on one of these things and make it a little better. And that's why it's continued to get better and get better and get better. And we have, a lot of high profile successes now. Before, when I was the only success, people would say, well, we're not Dan. He turned nothing into $500 million, but that's not us. And so I had to wait a few years until I gathered other success stories so I could use them legitimately. Now we've had this chimpanzee, this guy, this gal, and they're doing it. And now we have countless successes. I mean, there's no question in anybody's mind. It's just whether you're willing to make the sacrifices and the commitment and stay focused. If you do those things, I mean, it's not a piece of cake because that would be disingenuous. I'd be lying. But it can get done. It just can. And so it's up to you. But we have Belgium snowflakes here. We have Dutch snowflakes. We have American snowflakes. We have Vietnamese snowflakes. We have Estonian snowflakes. Compared to me, you're all snowflakes, okay? As tough as some of you think you are. I mean, but when the year's up, you're going to be a lot tougher. There's no question about that. You'll be a lot tougher. And you're going to have in your arsenal things that work. And when you have things that work, what's up?
Just on the affirmations, so they don't say their affirmations, they take them and then listen to them.
Correct.
Yeah.
And now, some guys have hired, there's a site called $5, what's it called? Fiverr, yeah. Have taped professional voices, paid professional voices. Fiverr and a tenor, there's a tenor too?
Yeah.
Okay, where you tape professional voice, Shakespearean voice to say your affirmations. Some guys like their own voice. I actually like Shakespearean voice. I mean, theatrical voices. They pay, and it's only $5 or $10 if you're going to spend. You're going to go all out. It's $10. But some of the guys do that, and they use the music from Amazing Grace with a Shakespearean person saying the affirmations. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to skin this cat, and they all work. They all work. You'll have to discover which one works best for you. I used to like to tape myself with a video camera in the old days with those, VCR things, and watch myself in front of a mirror. And then some people have hired professional speech coaches. That's why I recommend you go to Toastmasters and you learn how to speak better. The better your communication skills, the more effective you will be sooner. Even if your communication skills are piss poor, you're going to achieve, but you will achieve quicker the better your communication skills are, because you'll be able to relate to who you're talking to, and it will resonate with them quicker. It will resonate with them quicker, and you'll be more effective. And the whole program is based on getting you to be as effective as you humanly possibly can, as soon as you possibly can. As soon as you possibly can. And we've had, a lot of successes, notwithstanding a few naysayers. Any questions about affirmations, goals? Yes, sir.
Like you say, you have to have audacious goals that you couldn't achieve in your lifetime, but at the same time, you say you change your goals. So by definition,
Yeah, but some of the goals I achieve in a quarter. So I mean and you will achieve things that much quicker than you think. Whatever, to the extent that the goals that you've got listed so far are pretty fucking pathetic. I mean, remember those chimpanzees, and if you play with monkeys, it becomes a circus. Well, you guys, but you're no different than any of the groups. Now that you understand the system, and the goals that you're going to write tonight are going to be different than the goals that you sent me. They're going to be different. They may be in the same areas, but they're going to be different. They're going to be, they're going to be more bodacious. They're going to be, out of this world. And that's what it should be. The reason why your goals weren't as positive as they could be is because self-esteem, self-confidence. You don't know anybody that ever made 100 million or a billion or whatever the number is. You don't know anybody that lived in a 50,000 square foot house. You don't know anybody that lived in a 5,000 acre estate. I mean, and that's, so your goals were based on your social and economic milieu, your social and economic background, where you came from. And where you came from, for the most part, with one or two exceptions, was not poverty, but or homelessness, but closer to homelessness than me. Yeah.
On the Wall of Fame, any of the women that are there, did any of them have children?
Let's see now. Yes. 3. Yes. All but one. All the gals but one have kids. And some of them have 3 kids, 5 kids, 2 kids, 1 kid, 4 kids, and no kids.
Does it help them?
No, I don't think any of them did it help. They'd be a better person to ask, but I don't think it helped any of them. No, I don't think so. A couple of the kids work actually for their moms now, but when they were first getting going, no. So one of the women didn't have any kids, and all the rest have at least 1 to 4 kids.
Which one doesn't?
The one on the right holding the towels. She's also the best looking one because kids didn't pound her down and make her old before her time. Which is just, that's the way it is. That's the way it is.
Plastic surgery works.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's see. No, none of the gals have, that I know of, none of the gals have had plastic surgery that I know of. That doesn't mean they never had any. But and they range in age from 83 on the old end to 57 on the young end. Okay, YouTube. Good night. We'll see you in the morning.